witnesses, the evidence that we've collected, the expert witnesses, the medical records, everything that I've looked at, in my opinion, Logan Simpson, an unarmed 16-year-old boy, was murdered. And I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit about what it is that we've found, because I know that we're not getting the real story from the city of Bixby. I've got a blow up here. And this is from, this is from Google Earth, and I blew it up as big as I could blow it up, and maybe I blew it up a little too large. This is the scene where the shooting happened, okay, in Bixby. What happened is Logan was driving down this street here. He drove down this street, and he drove through this driveway of this lady right here. It's a dead end. He had nowhere to go. The officer's behind him, and we don't know how far behind him, but we know the officer's behind him. He comes here and he stops. This is an old Ford Ranger. It's still there today. This is an old, I think it's a broke down Buick. It's still there today. Logan stops. He backs up. And this is the fence. He backs up here almost to the fence. Doesn't hit the fence. Then he starts back up again. And I've got photographs of these tracks. All these tracks are there, and I have photographs of all these tracks. So he backs up to the fence, then he comes forward. Then his right tire is 5 feet off of that street. And then he drives on right about here. And I'm presuming the investigators, the crime scene investigators, swept up glass. But right about here, there's broken glass everywhere. Right along in here is where they recover shell casings, and we actually have photographs of that taken by some of the neighbors that was there. The lady that lives in this house right here, she heard bang, 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 bang. She thinks somebody's trying to get into her door. She comes, or was trying to get her attention. She comes out and looks out. Logan's already gone. That officer's car is parked in her driveway with the lights still going. Now the claim is that Logan was driving at the officer, attempting to run over the officer at the time that the officer shot and killed this young man. Okay? But that is not true, based upon all the evidence that we've seen. And I have a photograph here that I got from one of you. I believe it was Channel 6, took the photographs. This is a photograph of the car. I didn't blow it up. This is a photograph of the car. Those are bullet holes in the driver's door. Those are bullet holes right behind the driver's door. Those are bullet holes down the side. And when you take that and you combine it with the fact that Logan was shot, from everything we can tell the medical records, now we don't have the ME's report, but from everything we can tell the medical records, Logan was shot, the way they describe it, is the left flank. He was almost shot in the back. And remember, he's sitting in the car, or let me do it this way, he's sitting in the car, the front of the car would be this way, the passenger's door is that way. One bullet went in here, came through, shredded his insides, came out the other side. There is no way possible, okay, and I've spoken to experts, I've spoken to former law enforcement, there is no way possible. There is no way possible, and you guys can take this, I appreciate it, thank you. There's no way possible for him to have been driving towards the officer and then have the officer shoot him through the door It's our belief that the officer shot him as he drove past. Boom, boom, boom. When you look at the pictures, you can see how closely they are, but that the object he's shooting to continues to move. There's been a lot of talk in the media, and I know these cases get politicized, that every side goes to their own respective side and nobody really looks at the facts. But if you look at the facts of this case, okay, what the city of Bixby is claiming, what they're claiming and presumably what this officer told his superiors cannot be true, okay? And Logan Simpson did not die while he was trying to kill an officer, okay? Logan Simpson was killed by that officer, and based upon the evidence and everything that we've seen, it's our belief that that was unlawful. Now we're hopeful that justice will run its course, and that we hope that the officers will be charged. We also are calling on the city of Bixby to go ahead and disclose to the public and disclose to this family that lost their loved one exactly which one of their officers it was that shot and killed him. If any normal citizen would have shot and killed somebody, the public would know who it was 5 days later. Logan was a 16-year-old boy. He was about to turn 17 years old. He was a small kid with a big heart. He loved his family. He worked and he earned, along with his brother, the money in order to buy the car that ultimately he was killed in. And he loved helping his mother's little sister. He loved fishing. He's like any 16-year-old kid. We're not saying the kid was perfect. 16-year-old kids do dumb stuff. And I'm not saying that he might not have made some mistakes that night. But he didn't deserve to die. And he wasn't doing anything that would justify his shooting death. I think Logan's mother would like to say something briefly. And she's not going to be taking any questions.
I just want to thank the community for all the support that we have been given from friends, family, Logan's teachers, people that we don't even know, and right now we're just trying to focus on burying our child.
Like many families out there today, this family was living paycheck to paycheck, and burial expenses are large. And if somebody would like to help, they do have a GoFundMe fund set up to help pay for funeral expenses under Logan Simpson's name. And I'll be happy to answer any questions if anybody has any.
First, what's Logan's mom's name?
Tiffany.
Tiffany. Okay, and then also, can you maybe go back to like why he was in the car in the first place?
Okay. Logan and his brother and the family was at their home, okay, and Logan's brother got attacked. In fact, the individual, and I'm not going to say his name and don't think it's really relevant, but the individual that attacked his brother was arrested. I don't know if he's still in jail. So Logan runs in to tell his parents, that his brother's getting attacked. He got attacked with a weapon, okay? His father runs out and is able to get the kid attacking his son off of him, and his mother calls the police. And all the craziness, okay, Logan leaves, okay? And he just got in his car and he left. The mother, seeing the car pull away, did not know where it was at and asked, "Who's in the car? Who's in the car?" The kid that had attacked Logan's brother is being pinned down by Logan's father on the ground, and he says, "My homeboy took it." So she told the police over the phone, they took the car. When Bixby police officers arrived, She told them, hey, they didn't take our car. That was my son. It's his car. He took his keys and took his car. But I guess maybe in a rush to secure the scene or whatever, those officers didn't call it out or didn't stop to listen. Another officer sees the vehicle, Logan driving his vehicle, okay, and gives chase. And that's how the whole thing started. Logan had not been accused of doing anything. He hadn't attacked anybody. In fact, he was the victim that night twice. Once of the kid that attacked his brother, and once of the police officer that shot and killed him. And of course, we agree that, I mean, you know, he should have stopped, as anybody should when they, you know, go to get stopped by law enforcement. But like I said, he's a 16-year-old kid that made a stupid mistake, but he didn't deserve to pay for it with his life.
What's the next steps for you representing the family in this case?
I have a co-counsel, Mr. Milton Grimes from Los Angeles, California. Mr. Grimes is in Los Angeles. He handles a lot of these cases, and he's been working closely with us. Me and Mr. Grimes are going to continue our investigation along with our investigator. And once we have our investigation as far as we think that we can go, we're going to go across the street here to the Northern District of Oklahoma, and we're going to file a lawsuit. Because we don't believe that you should be able to gun down an unarmed 16-year-old kid unjustifiably, in our opinions, unjustifiably in America without getting sued. Hopefully, the district attorney's office will file charges. I'd have to say, while I've been critical of Mr. Coonsweiler in the past, he's the first district attorney I can think of in 20, 30 years that's had the courage to bring charges against law enforcement when he feels like it's warranted. But they will make their decision in their own time. But we want to get the word out to the public. The other thing is we have reason to believe that this officer, that other people may have also had problems with this officer. And so we're asking the public, if you've had trouble with this officer, when they finally tell us who it is, but we think that we know, to go ahead and give me a call or contact the family and let us know, because we need to know about prior instances, because we're not so confident that the city of Bixby is going to tell us.
Have you reached out to the city of Bixby? Have they said anything other than that it was a justified shooting?
No, we have not spoken to the city of Bixby.
The involvement of OSBI, I mean, what does this mean to this case when they bring in OSBI to investigate a case in a police shooting?
I'm glad that they brought in OSBI, okay? I think that any law enforcement agency should always bring in an outside agency when they're investigating one of their own. And so I think it's a positive thing, and I'm hopeful that the OSBI will do a fair and thorough job and present the facts and let the facts speak for themselves.
Lastly, for the public, if you boil this down into like three to five bullet points, what are the bullet points that you want to make sure that the public hears from this press conference today?
Logan's mother called for help and help killed her son. Would be the first bullet point. That Logan was an unarmed 16-year-old kid that didn't deserve to die. That Logan did nothing to justify this officer shooting him and killing him. Not only was he victimized by the officer that night, his memory is being desecrated in the press because of the lies that are being told about him. And the other thing is, I would hope that people look at this and look at the facts of the case calmly and rationally, okay? We're not saying all law enforcement is bad. We're not saying that all officers do things that they shouldn't do, okay? But we're saying this officer, based upon everything we know, who shot and killed their son, their loved one, their family member, was not justified. And that he was not driving towards him in that vehicle at the time that he filed the fatal shot. Anybody? All right, thank you guys very much.